Party games are a good way to have fun with friends, and a good way to lose them.
Yeah!
Go again. Overall, this genre of games are always amazing to play with some pals, but this genre overall has less support from bigger and AAA developers apart from, really, Nintendo, and even they don't make as many as you think. Plus, it depends on your definition of what makes a party game, but this lack in the market is made up for by indie and lesser known developers. Just like the topic of today's video, an indie party game. So fun, unique, and engaging, and yet so criminally underrated. The game I'm talking about is none other than Ultra Foodmess. Ultra Foodmess is a party game developed by 3 indie game companies: Painful Smile, Riftpoint Entertainment, and Silesia Games. This game is a 4-player party game where you play as sentient food creatures who fight to the death. First of all, I just want to say that I love these little guys. They're very simple but striking designs. Some of my personal favorites are Cherry, Barry, Ched, and Fred Fry. I don't know why, but these 4 in particular are my favorite. With that out of the way, onto the focus of the game, the minigames. Just like the characters, all the minigames in Ultra Foodmess are food themed, such as Organic Disposal, a minigame where your favorite food creatures have to compete to survive, as they are on a food disposal conveyor belt, and any wrong moves won't end so well. This is made even trickier due to the constant stream of food pushing you into the disposal. Hot Puddles, a last man standing type match, where you have to avoid the deadly hot sauce, as any contact will result in your immediate demise. Nice to Meet You, a meatball-based game where you swing your meat at your opponents to make them burst. And my personal favourite, What the Fork, a tense survival match where cutlery slowly surrounds you and your adversaries, making it harder to survive. But the thing that makes these minigames so compelling and competitive is the game's simple but effective controls. This game makes use of only one joystick. This means all you have to do is run around. But where this game gets interesting is the most important mechanic, knocking. When you and another player collide, you are pushed back by each other's force. Now most of the time this happens, it's just a little accident, but if you're feeling particularly evil that day, you can full force slam into others. In cases like What the Fork and Organic Disposal, this can make you the most victorious and hated player of the match, as by using enough force, you can bash your friends into the obstacles to make your job quicker. This always makes the game so chaotic and thrilling to play with some friends. Overall, this game is just perfect to what it set out to be, a fun multiplayer experience, and any shortcomings of the game can really be dismissed. One that a lot of reviewers like to bring up online is the game's lack of content, but I personally don't think this applies at all, as number 1, the content in this game is so fun and replayable that you don't really need more content, and 2, this game retails for only about £3 and regularly goes on sale for a lot less. Overall, this game is just a really charming indie experience that anyone can understand, as all they have to do is move a stick. Now this would be the end of the video, however the developers of Foodmess recently released a sequel called Ultra Foodmess 2. Released only 4 years after the first installment, Ultra Foodmess 2 is an amazing successor to the original in every sense of the word. To start, this game's art style is gorgeous, and is a big step up from the first game. While the original's look is still charming, this game's artwork is really well done and stylized, and the characters particularly look even cuter than ever. While on the topic of the characters, this game has an impressively large roster. Most characters return from the first game, on top of tons of new ones. Plus, you can unlock extra customizability with hats. Overall, the characters in UFM2 are even better than the first, with their creative designs and glossy new look. More important than the characters though is the gameplay itself, and in this game, all the minigames are brand new. Where the first minigames were all food themed, UFM takes a different approach. Ultra Foodmess 2 is a world tour where all the minigames are themed around different countries, while still having food elements. Some of the highlights are Football, a minigame set in Brazil, where the objective is to take out your opponent's goal. Whoever's goal remains standing wins the minigame. This game has an extra fun mechanic, where when only 2 players remain, the goals get doubled and each player now has 2 goals. This makes it even more tense, with more potential ways to lose. Mashed Pit, taking place in the UK, Mash Pit is a game where spiky mashed potatoes are thrown into a mosh pit, where you can throw them at your opponents. And after a little while, even more are thrown into the mix. This one has a lovely atmosphere, with a live band on stage whilst you fight in a pub. Lucha Libre, a Mexican-themed battle in a fighting ring, where there's a special belt that you can pick up. However, you might want to think twice before doing that, as whoever acquires this belt will be the new target of the Lucha Libre, as he will slam into them and eliminate them in seconds flat. But luckily, you can redirect his aggression by simply passing the belt to your opponents. However, you must act quick, as the Lucha Libre only takes a few moments before brutally crushing those in his path. And the most recently added mode, Bomb Rush, a mini-game set on a French Polynesian beach. In Bomb Rush, your objective is to use bottles of soda to fight off your adversaries. You do this by popping a Mento into a soda, causing it to fizz up and explode. But be careful, if you don't get out of the way quickly, you'll be all washed up too. Overall, this game's minigames are really fun and creative, and even though some minigames are similar to the first ones, they still expand and revamp them to switch it up. But one new mechanic in this game that makes everything fresh and makes matches even more chaotic is the brand new dash move. By pressing the dash button, you'll go whizzing away in whatever direction you point in. This can be really useful to dodge obstacles or crush your opponents. In some minigames, it even acts as an action button to trigger events. This mechanic also adds more depth to the game, as you only have a limit of 2 dashes, and when you use them up, you have to wait a couple of seconds before you can use the dash again. This can be very detrimental, as Foodmess is a fast-paced game, and if you're left without a dash, this leaves you wide open to attacks from your enemies, causing them to get the upper hand and win the match. The dash mechanic is an organic and ingenious expansion of the bashing mechanic from the original. Foodmess 2 is an amazing sequel that is an upgrade in every way without making the first obsolete, as I think if you're gonna buy this game, which you definitely should, you should buy both games as they both have different mini-games and atmospheres. Plus, together they're only about 8 quid at retail price, or $10 for you Americans. And they often go on sale. For example, at the time of writing, Ultra Foodmess 2 is on sale for less than £3, and Ultra Foodmess 1 isn't even a full pound. Plus, if you're still not sold on these games after all that, Ultra Foodmess has a free demo on Steam that you should check out. I think these games are amazing, and that these developers deserve way more recognition. Combined, these 3 developers don't even have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so please, go show these developers some love. But anyway, that's about it. Bye!